All right, guys. So it's Saturday, and drinking a little bit of one of the cheapest whiskeys I've ever had. That's decent. It's like a Speyburn, Speyside type whiskey. Don't get the one that doesn't have the year on it. It's disgusting. But the tin is actually really good. It's kind of salty. Reminds me of tequila a little bit, but I don't drink tequila. I only drink scotch. So I hope everybody's doing all right during this crazy COVID. Wink, wink. I have a super fancy pipe lighter here. Let me turn this off. My humidifier's on and it's really loud, and every time I make a video I forget to turn it off, and it's like so. All right, so this video is about something I could tell you in 10 seconds, but isn't it funny how everybody on YouTube makes these big long videos and they have these catchy like clickbait titles, and then towards the end they're like, oh yeah, by the way, you just mix lamb tallow with beeswax, boom, there you go, pipe lube. They get to the end of it by the end of it, and it's annoying. So if you just want to skip that, the answer to the title of this video is 50% lamb tallow, 50% beeswax. You melt it, it mixes together, and then you let it thaw. And then you kind of work it in your fingers and rub it on the inside of your pipe stem, and it'll lubricate your pipe stem in kind of like a non-petroleum based type way, if you know what I mean. My pipe keeps going out, so why would you listen to me anyway, right? I just opened an old tin of Aperitif, right? Dunhill Aperitif. Hadn't had it in a while, but I had some standard mixture Dunhill last night, and I really liked it. It was, it's been a while since I've had it, and I don't like heavy Latakia blends, like I've got some Frog Morton up there from like way back in the day, and it's pretty good, but it's a little heavy on Latakia. I got some Nightcap and some other English blends, and I like those, but it's not, man, this is really, really wet tobacco. I should have left the tin open for a while. It's going to burn my tongue. I don't know if you guys know that or not. That was something that wasn't explained to me early on in pipe tobacco. Moisture affects how it burns, but it also affects the amount of steam being produced. So if you have a really wet tobacco and you're smoking it, it can burn the shit out of your tongue. So anyway, this pipe tobacco is super good, Aperitif. Now, it's 2 o'clock on a Saturday, so p.m. And I haven't really eaten anything today. I've been drinking a little bit of whiskey. It's been a long week, guys, so I'm sure that this is the second bowl today. I had some Elizabethan this morning. That's my all-time favorite tobacco. I used to like Orley Golden Slice a lot, but Orley Golden Slice is kind of like a summery type tobacco. And it's good, but Elizabethan is my favorite of all time. I love it. I love it. But supposedly Elizabethan has a lot more nicotine in it than Orley Golden Slice. But for some reason, every time I smoke Orley, it messes me up. I mean, I get real nicky. I'm nicking. But anyway, I know that's not the same thing. Anyway, if you haven't smoked Aperitif, I don't know if Peterson is going to put it out or if it's already out or what. This is August of 2020, so... Anyway, if they don't make it yet, I'm sure they will make it. It's one of the least popular Dunhill blends that there ever was, so you might actually find some Dunhill Aperitif still floating around out there. I don't know if you guys know or not. I was on the Four Noggins website the other day, and I ran across a 10 of Elizabethan from like 1977, right? And I thought to myself, and it was like $500. I mean, I would love to have that, but whatever. It's like a good bottle of wine or something that's really expensive. Like, you know, putting that money out is crazy, but for a special occasion, it would be cool. But anyway, it hit me because I was like, man, why don't these guys just sell this on eBay, right? Oh, I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. All right. Why don't they just sell it on eBay? And the thing is that back in the day, you could sell pipe tobacco on eBay, and you just call it like, you know, vintage tin, sealed, you know, not sold for the contents, but sold for the tin and just so happens to be sealed, wink, wink. So a lot of us, whenever we found out that Dunhill was kind of quitting, we didn't know that Peterson was going to take it over, but whenever we found out that Dunhill was kind of going to stop selling pipe tobacco, which is hilarious, by the way, because that's how they started. Like, Alfred Dunhill was a tobacconist. That's what he did, was mix tobacco blends. And now they're like, oh, no, we don't do tobacco. We just do luxury handkerchiefs and whatever. Okay. Well, anyway, can't buy sealed, unopened pipe tobacco tins on eBay anymore. So if you're looking to sell, which is, you know, a lot of us bought up everything that Dunhill had whenever they were kind of, I keep wanting to say go out of business, but they didn't go out of business. They just quit selling pipe tobacco. And in reality, all they did was stop putting their name on it because STG bought up the actual names of the tobaccos and like the recipes and stuff. But, you know, it's the same thing. Like, they had been supplying those blends for years anyway, and the people that they get, I don't know if you've been on YouTube and looked around at Scandinavian Tobacco Group, but they have some really cool videos about how they source their tobaccos and things like that. But anyway, all that to say, if you want to sell like a consignment tin, Four Noggins would be the place I would go to. I think there was a couple tins of Elizabethan that still said Dunhill, and it was like $55. So, I mean, back in the day, we used to buy these tins for, you know, $8, $9 a piece here. You know, I got a gazillion tins of those old school Dunhills. But if you want to make some money, if I were you, I would just hold on to it. Wait a couple decades if you have it, you know. If you got another 20 years in you, which of course we never know, but man, I am rambling today. Oh yeah, this video. Okay, so I recently purchased a 1851 Uberti black powder cap and ball revolver. And how much of that scotch did I drink? Let's drink a little bit more of it. Anyway, when you look at this revolver, I keep it loaded because why not? You have to lubricate the shots when they're going down the barrel just to keep the barrel seasoned. It's kind of like a cast iron skillet, right? And anyway, they tell you to use a 50-50 mixture of beeswax and lamb tallow. Now, why is it lamb tallow instead of like beef tallow? Because you can find beef tallow down at Walmart. But lamb tallow is hard to find, so you have to either order it on Amazon. There's a company called Fatworks. That's who I got it through on Amazon, but I think Track of the Wolf has it where you can buy it. But anyway, back in the day, you would use lamb tallow because it was a little bit more of a lubricant naturally than like a beef tallow. But anyway, I've been working on mixing my own concoction, I guess you could say, of beeswax and lamb tallow. And it occurred to me, I heard a few years ago that if you're having problems with your stem going into your pipe, if it's not wanting to go in there, or if it's super loose, or any kind of a problem with it, that you put some beeswax on your stem. Well, I never had to do it because I haven't really had pipes have problems like that. Not real bad. But when I started getting into the black powder thing, I got a block of beeswax. And let me tell you, that stuff is hard. You're not going to rub it. I don't know how you're going to put that on your pipe stem. I'm sure there's somebody out there in the comments that's going to be like, oh, it's super easy because blah, blah, blah. All right, dude, cool. But it's harder than a rock. So what you do is you get on the stove top, and what I'll do is I'll take like an old tobacco tin. I've done 2 of these batches so far, so I'm not trying to sound like an expert, but and then you mix them together. The reason why this has notches out of it is because I had to take a screwdriver and dig into this thing last time I went shooting, and that's how you pull out pieces of it, and you kind of rub it together and smooth it and put it in the cylinder. But anyway, this is what it ends up looking like, and it just smells like, basically, I've spent a lot of time in the Middle East, and they eat lamb over there, so it smells like a mixture of beeswax and lamb. So anyway, you take some of this, you take just a little, you scrape off a little bit, you kind of work it in your fingers, and then you take a pipe, you take the stem off. I don't want to do it the one I'm smoking right now. Let's see here. I just did one. This is like a custom Sinlar. I don't even know what that is. I don't know if you guys can see it or not. Probably not. I'm using the front camera on my iPhone, so. But anyway, this used to have a problem where it was kind of, I don't know, sometimes it was hard to even get on there because it's a wet smoking pipe, and the moisture or something, like I'd clean it and then I'd go to put it back on there, it wouldn't want to go back on there, and then sometimes it was super loose and it would just almost fall out. And it's a custom made pipe, so you know, it would go all the way up to the end, and then just barely at the end it would just boop. But of course now you can see it's taken me a while just to get it on there. And that's what you want, is you want a good snug fit without breaking anything. So anyway, I put some of that. You can't even tell by looking at it, but I just worked some in my fingers, wrapped it around here, kind of got it on there. And then right away it was just super smooth going on. And man. So the old tale of use beeswax, if you can figure out how to do that, great. But I noticed that this black powder lube that I made, the beeswax lamb tallow 50-50 mix that you make on your stovetop, and I just take an old tobacco tin, set it on the stove, put it on like 1, or if you have gas, just barely turn it on, and it'll just slowly melt. And then you know, I weigh it out. So I put, like in this one, I put 4 ounces of beeswax and then 4 ounces of lamb tallow, and it mixes itself. And then you just turn the stove off and walk away and forget about it. And that will give you a concoction that is at least pliable to where you can put on your pipe. All right, so big takeaways from this. Number 1, let your pipe tobacco tin stay open for a while before you start smoking it, no matter how old it is. Number 2, you can make a pipe lighter out of a regular Bic. If you just remove that stupid metal thing, it like works way better. I want to get a Peterson pipe lighter because I follow Stuffing Things and he has one and it just looks really cool. But anyway, that's how you do it if you're looking for a lube for your pipe. Obviously, you wouldn't want to use something that was petroleum based because it's going to be disgusting. And the reason why you don't use petroleum-based lubricants on black powder is because you have to use soapy water to clean black powder, and petroleum makes it almost impossible to clean anything with water. So if you use something organic, animal-based, then it'll cut right through it. I use Dawn. I'll spray that Dawn stuff on there and it just rips it apart, cleans it, and then I lube it up with the lamb tallow beeswax. But anyway, hope everybody's doing all right. What did I not talk about? Okay, we're smoking aperitif. It's really good, by the way. It's barely, you can almost not even detect that it's an English blend, except for that just little hint of Latakia. This pipe is a Savinelli Autograph. It is by far the best pipe that I own. It's not the most expensive pipe I own. The most expensive is a Dunhill that I have that I paid too much money for. But to be honest with you, for some reason, and I don't know why, but it just stays lit. I don't know why. I don't know if it has like a big bowl and it just stays lit all the time. Now this is a great pipe too, but this is the best pipe I have. The Autograph Savinellis they're handmade, and they're just, I don't know, they're individual works of art. You'll never find another that's like the one you have. But okay, I've rambled enough. It's 17 minutes into the video, and I sneezed on camera, so. The Dunhills that were kind of left over, you know, obviously Nightcap got bought up, Elizabethan, 965, Baby Bottom, all the super popular Dunhills got bought up first. And then it was like Standard Mixture, London Mixture, you could find some of those, Standard Mixture Medium. And then Stuff and Things calls it Ye Olde Signy, which pisses my wife off. She's like, don't say that. But that was around for a little while, and then it kind of dwindled down into the weird, like aperitif, ready rubbed, 3-year mature Virginia. I think those were the last to go. But you might find some aperitif if you look around. You might be able to find a few tins of that. And one thing cool about most of these tobacco vendors is they don't increase the price. So, like when I was buying up as much Nightcap and, you know, early warning pipe and all that crazy Dunhill stuff that's super popular, even though everybody knew Dunhill was going to stop making tobacco or stop putting their name on the STG tobacco, they still only charge you like $9 for a tin, so it was kind of cool. I'll tell you what, this aperitif is really good. It's almost identical to Standard Mixture Dunhill. Like, I don't think I could do a side-by-side. Really sweet. It's got those Virginias that STG does really well. It's funny because if you buy like a 3-year mature Virginia or the old sign, that's basically all Virginia, I don't like either one of those blends. I mean, I have them, but I just don't think, I don't know, Virginias smoke so hot that I'm like, ugh. They burn me up. They mess me up. Like, my head's spinning around. I get so much nicotine. Because they burn so hot, the pipe gets hot. Like, Virginias are just... They're the same Virginias that they use in their other blends. But for whatever reason, whenever they mix them with other stuff, they're really good. Like Elizabethan. I mean, I could eat Elizabethan. And Standard Mixture aperitif right here. I think this is pretty close to almost the exact same thing as Standard Mixture for Dunhill. can barely recognize that there's any Latakia. And those STG Virginias are really good. I'm really hoping that if you're watching this video, it's on 2 times speed so that you didn't have to sit through 21 minutes of me talking about random stuff. But anyway, this is really good. I don't usually smoke Latakias in the house because they just stick around for a couple days, but I don't know. I don't really care. If I drink any whiskey or any beer, it's over. Like, I'll do whatever I want. I'll smoke in the house. I'll smoke stuff that the wife doesn't like in the house. I don't know. Something about it. It just makes you not really care. But I love her. She's the best thing that ever happened to me. But, man. What we'd really like is for everybody to be able to smoke in the house, right? Man, this is good. It reminds me of Elizabethan because it's so good, I want to eat it. But it has that little hint of Latakia, which I'm not crazy about Latakia. It almost tastes like soap to me, kind of like people that can't eat cilantro. But it has like a soapy taste to it. But it's something about the sweetness of this blend. It reminds me a lot of Standard Mixture, which is like one of the best tobaccos you can buy. Like if you hate Latakia, but you love STG tobaccos, I would try it because there's barely any Latakia in there, and it kind of almost makes it more interesting than if there wasn't any in there. So a little bit of Latakia in there, it makes it interesting. But I don't even know if I could tell the difference between the two. Between Standard Mixture and Aperitif. Let me see if I can smell them. All right, here we go. Standard Mixture. I think, what did I do with the Aperitif? I just had it. Oh, man. It's this, oh yeah, it's this one right here. So, carrying the SIG P229, in case you're curious, and if you saw the gun. So, let's see here. Okay, so this is the Aperitif. I just decanted this. Actually, there might be less Latakia in Aperitif than in Standard Mixture. Let's see. Actually, it might be the other way around. They almost look identical. Yeah, I'd say there's less Latakia in Standard Mixture. So, wow. Oh, I'm starting to get some moisture. Anytime you light up a tobacco that's giving you a hard time staying lit like this was in the beginning, you're probably going to get some bubbling, some gurgling. And normally you could just run a pipe cleaner down in there, but if you use any filters at all, man, that's good. Then you can't do that. So normally I will either run like a Dr. Grabo filter on my cheaper pipes, or like, for example, this is a 6mm balsa wood Savinelli. So if it starts to kind of gurgle on me, I'll usually, to be honest with you, I'd like to say I stop smoking it, wait for the pipe to cool down, take it off, replace the filter, clean it out with a pipe cleaner. But in reality, what I do is I try to smoke the rest of the bowl if I can and get away with it. And then I just throw the tobacco that's in there away, clean it out, and don't use the pipe for a week or so. But I haven't eaten today, so starting to get a little lightheaded anyway. So I'm probably just break my pattern of late of throwing away the tobacco, because it's about a half a bowl. And I'll probably just let this guy cool down and then replace the filter and clean it out. Maybe. Oh man, that's good. Anyway, hope everybody's doing all right, and I am probably just going to set this guy down and let it cool off and then clean it out so I can save that other half of a bowl. But what else can I talk about? God loves you. And wearing a Tuda Black Bay 58. I need to send it in for warranty because the loom pot fell out. I don't know if you could see that or not. The little thing on the noon fell out. So I'm always dinging it and banging it into doors and stuff. And I must have hit a door somewhere and just knocked it out. But it's under warranty for 5 years or so. I think actually it's like 3 and some change now, because it depends on if you bought them in 2018 or now. I think now it's a 5-year warranty. When I bought this, it's like a 3-year warranty, but then they just extended it by 18 months because of COVID. So I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna stop rambling. And if you haven't had Aperitif, try it out because it's really good. It's impressing me, and I haven't had it in a while. Last time I had it, I didn't really think it was that great, but you know, you change. That's why I don't usually throw away pipe tobaccos. Sometimes. I threw some Captain Black Gold away last night I've had forever. Some of those aromatic blends, I'm like, how did people smoke those for so many years? Because that was like what Americans smoked for so long. But anyway, I'm going to drink this whiskey, get in there and talk to the wife, see what's for dinner. I think she's making some pork enchiladas. So carnitas. And we'll see you guys next time. Feel free to comment and let me know all the things you think I could do better or I'm doing wrong.